Good morning, and welcome to my home and my living room, and I thank you for listening. Today was a big occasion for me. I've just returned on the 12th for my second Moderna vaccine. I know I am lucky. I feel it, and I wish everyone was equally as lucky. This is really a symbolic moment, 1 year to develop the vaccine, and it will be a game changer for all of us. Israel says it's 95% effective in their population. They're using Pfizer. Mine was Moderna. So there's good news. There's good news, and there's the impeachment of Donald Trump, who really should be impeached for inciting the riot and storming our Capitol. At this moment in time, I have no idea if the Republicans will have a few good men and women who will actually convict Donald Trump and prevent him from seeking further office. The country, it's true, we've let down a lot of people. And authoritarianism, fascism, white supremacy, that all comes back when you have a democracy that doesn't have its guardrails in place to protect all of us. I recently listened to my son and others, and I read, and I understand now about unemployment benefits. When I was still working, employers had to put in at least 2.5% of their employees' salary so that they could collect unemployment. Just 7 years later, since I've retired, employers have to put in a maximum of $7,000 into the system, or less than 1% in many states. Only 28% of the people who claim that they're entitled to unemployment benefits really get them. That is a sad commentary on our laws and our democratic guardrails. Because if we strengthen our laws and we take care of people and we give them a basic living wage when it's not their fault that they're unemployed, we won't have authoritarians thinking they can take advantage of our democracy. Because make no mistake, that's what Donald Trump did. He took advantage of our democracy, and he further created inequality so that he actually created his own scenario. Things were not great, I agree. We've been stagnating ever since Obama, when he asked for more TARP money to relieve the economic despair of most of the people. And the Republicans said no. And what did Donald Trump do? He allowed COVID to rage in our midst, putting 30+ million people out of work. And the carnage continues because now these people are out of work. They're facing debt because they can't pay their rent. They're facing bills that they didn't realize they'd have to pay and own. And really, small owners of apartments, they're going to be suffering as well. They're entitled to money, and none of this is the public's fault. All this suffering could have been prevented. Could have been with a 3-week lockdown at the very beginning, across the board, everyone at the same time. And now we're facing variants in the COVID mutations. So I urge everyone, whenever it is your chance to get the vaccine, get it. And I ask everyone to ask for fundamental change in government. We need that relief package now, and we need it quickly, not to create too much more anxiety in the public, not to create too much more debt. People are starving. People are still not connected to the internet. The poor are suffering if they don't have computers. And are we getting those rapid tests that Dr. Meaner asked for? No. And why aren't we getting those tests? We're not getting them because the FDA has no regulation for those tests. If we had those tests, we could test ourselves daily and know whether or not someone in our family or ourselves is carrying COVID. Because even though I've gotten the vaccine, I'm still part of the population that could possibly come down with COVID at some point in time. It's 95% effective. If I got it, chances are it wouldn't be as severe as if I didn't have the vaccine, but I could still get it, and I guess if I could get it, I could transmit it. So the laws matter. It means we really have to be our brother's keeper, whether we like it or not, because 50%, once again, of the population is asymptomatic for COVID. I've got a long wish list for Biden. One of them, as you know, is get rid of that filibuster and start passing laws with a majority. We need to change the labor laws. It's not fair that only 28% of the folks who apply for benefits receive them, and so many more are discouraged, and that the forms don't work well enough, that people are just summarily told they're not entitled when they know they may be entitled. And so they're forced to go to internet forums to chat with other people in their position. This is not right. This is what the government should be handling. That, child care, the $15 phased-in minimum wage, Lord knows this is not a big deal. It's barely a living wage for most people. $7.58, that should have gone out 40 years ago. I know when I was at Pfizer in the 1970s, the automotive workers were making $40 an hour. Why have we gone backwards? There's no excuse. When I was in business, I was proud to pay a good living to my people, my employees. I was proud to give them health care and to give them paid leave, whether it was for vacation time, personal time, whatever. I trusted them. They trusted me. That's what it should be in this country. We shouldn't have a failed state or react so slowly to the people's needs that they are frustrated and they take to the malicious and they take to a charismatic leader who is a liar. And this is a big lie that is going to be very difficult to overcome unless we show results to the people and give them economic and emotional stability. So far, 7 people have died from the storming of the Capitol, a few by their own hand. Let's not make it worse. If this is a dress rehearsal for what happened in the Weimar Republic, you can bet that we are not safe from Donald Trump, the congressman who was seditious, or anyone else in or out of public office who took part in this seditious, violent insurrection. I only hope there are a few good men and women who will vote to convict, and then we can get on with the business of governing. I've given up on bipartisanship. I do believe this has always been Trump's GOP from the moment he was elected. It's time for a third party. I've been trying to sell it since 2012. Well, I hope somebody is listening because we need it. We need legitimate parties with people who are dedicated to help us, all 330 million of us. So thank you for listening, everyone. Have a blessed day. And we'll see what happens on the next week and the week after that. But I certainly hope that reconciliation is quick, and so are major infrastructure projects. Thank you again, and have a blessed day.